Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. This is a fun story because it goes back to when day one, when I was first new kid on the block. Nobody knew who I was really. And there had been some talk with Joe Marie owned the Brass Horn up at a bowling alley at the time, and there was some talk about me going to work for them and tending bar. And little Joe was working the night bar, and Nikki was working the day bar, but Nikki was getting ready to go to California, so they needed some help. So um, Joe Marie said, "Why don't you go and spend some time with little Joe at night to learn how he locked up and what the procedures were and learn all about the place?" And so I did that. I used to go like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and spend some time with Joe there, and meet some of the late night customers, and so they could get an idea who I was and stuff. And did that for a while until it was ready for me to take a shot at running a bartending for a shift. So day one, it's a Saturday, and I'm working the day bar, and I get there at 10 o'clock in the morning, nervous wreck, and I'm cutting up my fruit and making a lemon twist the way I was taught and all that kind of stuff, setting up the bar. Obviously, no customers yet, and Marie was in the kitchen with her mom and her dad, and they were preparing lunch. Joe wasn't there yet, and so all of a sudden, about 10:30, quarter to 11, a guy comes through the front door, and he's the bread man. I think it was from Arnold, but the bread man comes in with the loaves of bread for the day. And so he drops them up in the kitchen like he normally does, and then he comes out to the bar, and he gives me the invoice. I want to say it was $8 and change or $11 and change, but it was not a big amount of money. But there was no money in the drawer because they hadn't given me the money yet for the drawer. So I searched in my pocket, and I came out with, $8 or whatever it was, and there was some change in the drawer, so I took that. So I gave him $8 of my money and the change, and he was happy, and he marked it paid, and he went on his way. So a couple minutes later, Joe Yazzo comes in, and then it's a matter of setting up, and him and Marie, they bring me out the cash register, the money that goes in the cash register. So I put that in the cash register, and I'm good. I'm open for business. As soon as that happens, my very, very first three customers come in. Red Yazzo, Pat Carvello, and Andy Delaro. Now, I didn't know who Pat Carvello was really, but I did know that Red Yazzo was Joe Yazzo's brother, and that Andy, the Bloops, affectionately we called him, was Joe Yazzo's brother-in-law. So they came down, they sat at the bar. They pretty much had no idea who I was. They ordered their drinks, and they're talking. I made them their drinks, and they're talking, and, amongst themselves. And all of a sudden, not that I'm looking for something to do, but I'm trying to get organized and straightened up, and I realize I still got this invoice in my pocket for the $8 or $11 or whatever it was. So I took the money, the invoice out of my pocket, and I put it in the drawer, and then I took the cash out of the drawer that was owed to me, and I put it back in my pocket. Not knowing that eyes were on me for my first three customers, and they're watching. And then Red Yazzo says to his two friends, "Look at that, brand new guy. He's working here, a half hour? They're not even open yet, and he's nibbling at the cash register already." I never forgot that day.